Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. And welcome to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Wherever you may be around this globe, it certainly is a beautiful morning, a beautiful day to, just start something new or be intentional in whatever you plan on doing. Because, sometimes we think that, you know, well, this day is not so great or whatever. But you know what? You have to make it great. You have to decide within yourself that this is going to be a great day, Because I want to go back and say, Tiffany, this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Because, it's a
Come
brand new
on.
day, y'all. It's a brand new what? Beginning of the week. So, what can we do to crush our goals this week? Think about that. Say this to yourself. What can I do to crush my goals this week? What is that in your heart? What is that you intend to do? And maybe, something's been holding you back. But you know what? You just have to get in there and put both feet in it, okay? Just start your day. Start your day with gusto. Start your day with motivation. Sometimes you got to get in that mirror and talk to yourself and say, self, and call your name, okay? And say, self, whatever I need to do today I'm going to make it happen. And this is something that we're going to be talking about today, about your persistence. Your persistence leads to success. No matter what the situation is, be persistent. Because remember this, you're running your own race on your own time clock. Okay? There's no need to compete with anybody else. But you know what? The best person to compete with is yourself. Always be better than you were the day before. So, with that being said, let me introduce myself. I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, your number one inspirational book coach. And I teach you how to maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table. Whether you have written that book, or you're going to write that book, or you have a business, sometimes you don't think what you could do to add revenue to what you're already doing, or what maybe you're not doing. You're just sitting there thinking about, well, being mundane, thinking that what would say that this tiptoeing through the tulips, Tiffany, is that the thing? Tiptoeing through the tulips. We're gonna stop tiptoeing through the tulips, okay?
My
We're
mom
gonna
always
be
used to love that.
intentional.
Uh, my mom loves that line, tiptoe through the tulip. She loves that. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
ma'am. But you definitely have to be intentional, and it is a day to express your gratitude. We have to be very intentional with the words that we say out of our mouth, because what we say we want to command. And absolutely,
Yeah.
totally 100% bandwagon you in commanding your day, stating what your day is going to be like, being very intentional that you're going to have a prosperous day.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to get on your nerve today, because you're not going to allow them to. There's going to be frustrations in the day, absolutely. However, you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to give anybody that much power over there. You're going to command your day because you were graced for this day. This is the day
Mm-hmm.
that you were graced to see. There's purpose in this day, and there
Yeah.
is something that you have to accomplish in this day. So find your purpose for today and make sure you walk it out. Be very intentional with every word you say, with every place that you go, and every deed that you do. Be very intentional with it. I
Intentional.
think that you should do everything you do on purpose. You're living on purpose. You're speaking
Mm-hmm.
on purpose. You're breathing on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you do, you are doing on purpose and with purpose. So you have to make sure that you command your day and make sure
Mm-hmm.
you're intentional with every step of your day. I agree with that. I guess, and while I'm talking, I might as well tell y'all that I am the people's cheerleader. I am T. Rochelle, also T. Row, Coach T. Row. So what I do is I help women rid the toxins of their hearts and to set goals that are true to them. Because I definitely believe out of the abundance of your heart, your mouth speaks. And if there are certain things that you want to see, you got to make sure that you say it. and be very intentional from the things that come from here, because I kid you not, this heart will deceive you. It can get you into some trouble. So you want to be very intentional with everything that you say. So making sure that you're coming from a clean and pure place super matters. And I wrote a book. It's called I Choose Me. And it is available for you. And that is a good Valentine's Day. It's a gift that you could get for yourself. Choosing you. That's a wonderful thing for you to do. Get that gift. That is a great gift that you can give yourself, is choosing you on today. Be intentional with choosing you on today. There's a workshop that's getting ready to come up on Thursday. That's going to be the 16th, 17th, excuse me. And that's going to be at 7 o'clock. It's a free workshop. And it is available to all that register. Go on to Eventbrite and you'll be able to go ahead and get your registration on. So you'll be able to be in attendance. We would love to see you awaken your greatness. That's what the workshop is called. So come on and awaken your greatness. So with that being said, I think that's all for the announcements that I have. I've announced myself. I've announced the workshop. So I am going to announce Miss Gertrude J. Chapman so we can start turning your passion into profit.
Thank you, Tiffany. But, that persistence, no matter what, y'all, because, it's real. And, I had, like last week, I just be transparent about, things that happened in my life and things of that nature. I had, wasn't feeling so well because I had, I guess, medication. Okay. Bad reaction to medication, and it makes you sick. But, even with that, persistence, I know when things like that happen, I have to, take some rest and things of that nature. But I rested up and, I calmed myself down, rested up because, no matter what, sometimes our bodies may not feel it. Sometimes our minds may not feel it. But, we have to be persistent, okay? We have to be persistent no matter what. And you can't, and I know, and I'm being transparent because I want you all audience to realize that, we're talking to real people that have real issues with real situations, and sometimes you may get, challenge in your body. You may get challenge in your mind, or other things may happen, in your life. But I want to tell you, don't give up, don't quit. You got to, fight through those things. You got to work through those things. And you just have to make it happen, but being persistent. And what? This is the second month. And, it's Valentine's Day, y'all. It's Valentine's Day. We have all these things coming up. What? The Super Bowl was yesterday, Valentine's Day. And, spring will be coming soon. So, with spring coming and, in this season right here, there's a lot of freshness. There's a lot of newness. There's a lot of old things that are dying. And, whatever's on the inside of you is, waiting to bloom, to flourish. So just think of some of those things, just think of some of those things, but don't give up. Don't quit. Don't throw in the towel. You got to press through. You got to persevere, and you got to be persistent, because persistence does lead to success. No matter what it looks like, you got to keep going. So when we talk about, persistence leads to success. And the second part of this is knowing your why. Okay. When you know your why, then you're able to have that fuel. That's that fuel that keeps you going no matter what. No matter sometimes if you're down, okay? No matter what, in your body, in your mind, or whatever it may be, you have to know your why. And that why has to be big. That why has to be bigger than everything. And when that why is bigger than everything, that makes a big difference. That makes a big difference. And I'm talking to authors, I'm talking to, small business owners. And, when we on this show, and we're talking to, even if you're not an author, haven't written a book, or maybe you're not a small business owner and you just, watching this show, we want to provide value to you. We want to provide inspiration to you, to let you know that you have value, that you have worth. You have value, you have worth, and you can't give up. When challenges comes, when different situations and circumstances come, you have to know, that you're going to make it. But understand your why. That's very important. And that when we talk about understanding your why, now you can see where your persistence will lead to your success because you didn't give up or you just didn't quit. Tiffany, it's so easy for people to quit. It's so easy for people to, just to give up because sometimes they don't think about their why. I probably should have put that up there before, understanding your why, and when you understand your why, it brings you clarity. It helps you, like I say, it fuels that how would I say this? It fuels you to reach those goals, by crafting out that plan. And it also calms all the clutter that people have running through their minds. There's a lot of conversations that we have going on in our minds each and every day. But when we understand our whys, that's something that, just grounds us and something that keeps us, in a position where no matter what comes, no matter what goes, we're going to keep focused on that goal.
You have to stay focused on your goal. That's very ideal. And knowing that why definitely matters and is very meaningful of knowing that why and finding out what your purpose is. And you got to pursue it. Sometimes in the process of you knowing what your why is, sometimes it's going to require you to have some sacrifices or some small sacrifices. Some things you're going to have to give up in pursuit of your why, because your why kind of is something that drives you in life. Your why is something that's helping you to pursue certain goals that you have to accomplish. I know I love helping people. I know that's my purpose. That's what I'm here for. I am the helps ministry. Okay, so that helps to drive me. And sometimes in the process of me doing that, there's certain things that I have to give up. Sometimes I don't get a chance to kick it like I really want to with the homies. Sometimes that I don't get a chance to. And honestly speaking, sometimes family has been forsaken, and certain things that I needed to do or wanted to do with them has been forsaken for the fact of my why, because I have to push up. There's small sacrifice, but I bet you I'm going to make it up. I promise you I'm going to make it up. But regardless of those sacrifices, you still have to be driven and you still have to press on. You still have to pursue to make sure that your God-given goals, dreams, and talents are accomplished, because you know what your why is and you understand who you are and what you are, and you know that you have to accomplish that and you can't give that up. So you got to make sure that you pursue and understand, not only in the process of pursuing, you have to understand what's your why, what's your purpose, why are you here. And we always are asking the question why. We ask, there's a famous statement that's out there is why Sway. Actually, it's how. I'm remixing it, but nevertheless, it's so we always want to know why. Sometimes we're always asking. I would ask my mom why this, why that, why this, why that, because I said so. But it's not because I said so. Find out your actual meaning. Find out the reason why, and then I promise you, life is going to get a little bit better. It ain't going to be completely easy, but you'll start understanding things. Things will feel a little bit better because you understand. Once you have understanding, things just flow a whole lot differently because you have understanding. All that getting, you got to understanding. And once you understand why you are here, it becomes easier.
And that's it. All that get to understand. That is so very key right there. And then it moves us into, planning and believe, plan and believe. And first you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself, authors. You have to believe in yourself, small business owner. You have to believe in yourself. If nobody else believes in you, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you're going to make it. You have to believe that you are successful. You have to believe that you're that person that instead of waiting to be that person, you have to believe that you already are that person. And that makes it so different, okay? That makes it so different when you live in the present, in the reality of who you are. And that all comes with understanding, you know? That all comes with understanding, not waiting to become that person, but you already are that person. You already are that person. And that grounds you. That's another, part that grounds you. And planning, you have to plan and believe. And when this happens, when we're talking about planning and believing, we're talking about defining. Okay. When I said you have to be that person, that defines you, who you are. Have you ever sat down, and maybe this is something that you could do right now? Sit down and write your name and define yourself. Define yourself. Just like you break down everything else, or you look in the dictionary trying to find, what does this word mean? Well, what does you mean? What does your name mean? And I'm not talking about your name. Who are you? Put it that way. Define yourself. Define your purpose. Define what you believe in. Have you ever thought about that? That's an exercise. Sit down today and define yourself. Maybe you haven't defined yourself. Maybe that's why, things are flipping and flopping, because you really don't know. But when you sit down there with pencil and paper, okay, and you be intentional, now you could begin to see what values you have, what treasures you have on the inside, and you look at yourself and say, hey, I'm not so bad after all. Maybe you haven't sat down and really, took an inventory of who you are and what you carry and what you have. But when you understand who you are, after you have done that, preliminary, because I'm going to say preliminary because it runs much deeper than that. You have a different outlook on yourself. You begin to appreciate yourself. You begin to believe in yourself. You begin to value yourself. There's a lot going on there. When we're talking about planning and believing, we're not only talking about, defining, we're talking about dividing. And this is where it comes priorities. What do you need to move forward in this season? What do you need to move out of? What do you need to move into? It just breaks things down. And then it helps you to develop.
Yeah.
Develop, be more of that person that you are. You remember I told you, you're not waiting to be that person. You already are that person. Now you're going to begin to develop those things. You understand?
Have to develop it. Absolutely. Yeah. You got to develop. It's once you're doing the develop, you got to have a clear understanding of you in order for you to develop. And understanding you matters. A song that I can't help it. I love music. A song that came out moons ago is, I want to say it's by Escape. And they said, what I need from you is understanding. How can we communicate if you don't hear what I say? Wow. That goes personally. How can you effectively communicate with others if you don't know self? How can I communicate if I don't hear what I say? But if I don't know what I'm saying, if I'm not taking an opportunity to know me, to understand me and what my purpose is, how can I effectively communicate with others when I don't know? I'm expecting from others something that I don't even know for myself, or I'm not understanding what I need. So I expect you to do something. I'm expecting you to have a plan. I believe you're going to know something for my life, but I don't know it. Take the time out to understand who I am, what my belief is. There's beliefs that we've had as we were growing up as children. There are certain things that we believe, and we plan, or sometimes some of us may have planned accordingly to
Mhm.
some of the things that we grew up as our belief. But have a clear understanding now that you've gotten a little older and now that you've gotten a little wiser. Take some time out. There is so much power in that pen, that pen and paper, putting that down,
Oh,
taking
yeah.
these thoughts from your head, putting it on
Mhm.
paper, seeing it, and finding out, is this what I really believe?
True.
Sometimes certain things that we have grown up into believing, we don't really believe them, and sometimes they don't sit right with us. So sometimes we have became stagnated because it's like something just don't feel right. I just grew up. It was well, I can't get into the next one, but as a habit that I had formed as in when I was growing up, I've just done these things. So,
Mhm.
but it still doesn't sit right. It doesn't feel right. Sit down with yourself. Sit down with a pen, pencil, paper. Write down
Mhm.
some of the things, plan it out, and find out, do you really line up with the things that your old beliefs, are they lining up with who you are right now, and getting a clear understanding of it. Because I said it before, all that getting, you got to get an understanding. It is so much to understanding who you are, what you are. Like, for even my name, best Tiffany ever, that's what my shirt says. I am the best Tiffany that there ever is, that I
Mhm.
have, that I was before. So I'm not going to
Mhm.
compare myself, because Tiffany is a popular name. There's a plethora of Tiffany's that's out there. I'm not going to compare myself to another Tiffany. I'm going to compare myself to the old Tiffany. So I am the best Tiffany now that there
Yes.
has ever been. I understand the plan and the purpose that's for my life. My name means appearance of God. So since I found out what my name means, that means that for me, and it resonates with me, therefore I need to become that on the earth. So if I am the appearance of
Mhm.
God, therefore I should be showing forth fruits of me being in the appearance of God. Me knowing who I am, understanding what the meaning of my name is, understanding who I am. I understand my plan. I understand my purpose. I believe it. So I'm going to walk in it.
And that's true. Those plans,
Yeah.
those goals, achieving them, setting those goals. Yeah. All of those things. And, like you say, writing things down and breaking them down because, sometimes things overwhelm people. And how do you eat an elephant? You remember the elephant in the room? One bite at a time, digestible. You know what I mean? Digestible. So it's good to plan. It's good to, you know, have those daily tasks of how to achieve different things. So all of that comes in that plan and believe. I know this is a mouthful, y'all. You might have to. You're gonna have to go back and listen to this because there's been a mouthful of information there. That you need to digest. And like we said, how do you digest an elephant? One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. That's how you digest things, period. I love
Yeah.
the elephant thing. But that's the
Yeah.
catch, is we overwhelm ourselves by trying to take on everything. Take
Mm-hmm.
things a step at a time, a bite at a time.
Mm-hmm.
There's changes that you need to make. I need to change my attitude. I need to change my diet.
Mm-hmm.
I need to change my reading behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
I need to change the oil in my car. I need to do that. I cannot do all of that at one time. I have to do it a step at a time. If I do working on changing my attitude, and I know I got to go ahead and change my eating habits. If I can't do the both
Mm-hmm.
of them at the same time, I'm gonna overwhelm myself and I'm going to cause myself to quit. So what am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take it a step at a time. I'm going to work on this. I've mastered that. I'm working on this. I've mastered that. I'm working on this. And overall, it's going to help. You're not going to get instant results right away.
Mm-mm.
So why not take it a bite at a time so that you're going to be able
Mm-hmm.
to digest that? You don't just take food in your mouth, inhale it, and swallow it. Do that for some liquids. Put the liquids in your mouth and swallow that. But when it comes to food, in order for you to do it, you got it. There's a
Mm-hmm.
process for it. You got to put it in your mouth. You got to chew it, and then you got to swallow it. You have to take it in
Mm-hmm.
steps. So if you're smart enough to understand how to eat, why can't you eat like that for life? Why can't you take
Mm-hmm.
small steps so that you're able to digest it, so that it can actually happen, and then you're going to show forth the manifestations of it. Stop
Mm-hmm.
overwhelming yourself by doing too much at one time.
Too
Plan it
much
out,
at one time.
take it a bite at a
And
time.
that's cute. One bite at a time. That's all it is. And that's something that we're going to teach in this this workshop that's coming up, y'all. So if you haven't signed up for that workshop, you know, go to the link in the comments section and sign up. It's a free workshop, but we're telling you about your goals, about your plans to reach those goals, you know, those actionable plans. It's nothing that's going to be, you know, way out there that you can't do. You know, you know, we expect you to have your pen and your pad to write down notes, but we also want you to be interactive in those comments, doing the things along with us as we showing you, you know, different things. But, you know, maybe writing a book is overwhelming. Maybe you have a business and, you know, that's overwhelming. Maybe it's a process in your life and that's overwhelming, you know? And we have to learn how to design our lives, how to focus in. Just like we were saying today, focus in, set priorities, and you can get a lot accomplished. You know, don't be, you know, backing up from things that overwhelm you, you know, and they are good things that you want to do, but you haven't gotten them accomplished. You know, one bite at a time, y'all. That's how you digest that elephant. There's always an elephant in the room. And maybe there's more than one elephant. You know, maybe there's more than one elephant. Maybe there's some things that you need to eliminate out of your life. We're going to show you how to do that too. So come here to this workshop on February the 17th at 7:00 p.m. Please register, you know, so you could get that information. It's a free workshop. And, you know, we're going to show you. We're going to give you some actionable things that could provide an easy win for you, because we know you're frustrated. We know that you're giving up because, you know, you just threw being persistent out of the window. Okay? We want to get you back on track because, hey, we all have challenges. Okay? We all have things that come to want to cause us to quit, but we don't quit, y'all. We don't quit. You remember, this is a winning team. And we have choices and we choose to win. We choose to win. But, you know, like we said earlier, I said earlier about dropping that information. Take inventory of who you are. Define yourself. That's something that you could do today. Define yourself. Write it down. Take inventory of yourself. And you're going to look at yourself in a whole different way. Okay, a whole different way.
Come on, homework.
Homework, Tiffany. Homework.
Yes.
Homework, because this is how people actually do it. Okay, it's not just viewing it and watching. Actually, get there and do it. These are bite-sized things that can help them. This is not just how we say it, Tiffany. This is not just a show. This is actual life. You know what I mean? You can't expect to just hope and wish. You have to do something about it. You know, you have to do something about it. And look, it moves us into habits. Look at your habits, y'all. Look at your habits and how they either been, you know, helping you or hurting you. And a lot of times, you know, we're not even conscious of our daily habits. We just do them. Don't even know why we do them. Sometimes don't even know that we're doing them. Okay? But if you're conscious of them and you look at them, then you could concentrate and focus on what you need. What needs to stay in my life? And what needs to go? What needs to be eliminated? What do I need to delegate? What has, you know, overspent this time in my life? Is this an obligation? Is this a guilt trip? What is it? Okay? You deserve to be happy. You deserve to, you know, to live the best life that you can. You deserve better. Why are you allowing things to hold you back? And you know, you're not even allowing things to hold you back. You're holding yourself back. So look at your habits. Look at your daily habits, you know, and you have to take control of those things. And you got to stop blaming everybody else and everything. You have to own it. Okay. Take responsibility to change. Take ownership of of those things and get rid of them, eliminate them. Habits are, there's good habits and there's bad habits.
I swear to you, that's exactly what I was opening my mouth to say. You got good habits and bad habits. You do, definitely. You got good habits and bad habits. There's certain good habits, stay with them because they're healthy habits. There's nothing wrong with a good healthy habit. Nothing is wrong with that. But then we have some of those habits that we just definitely need to give up. There are certain things, there's some practices and some tendencies that we have that we know they're just not helpful. They're not beneficial. Those things, those are kind of hard for you to give up, but you know it's beneficial for you in the long run. Some of us have habits of smoking. Some of us have bad habits of maybe going to sleep, eating right before you go to sleep, eating in the bed. Some of us have a bad habit of being just nasty to individuals. That is a horrible habit. Yes, it is a habit because it's something you can break. Okay, these are tendencies that we have. These are things that we have developed over time that we just have to break them. Habits can't be broken, just like they can be developed. They can be broken.
Yes.
Well, and that's the catch to this is sometimes we think that habits just happen. It's something that you have worked on and you have continuously done. I have created a habit of getting up, turning my music on in the morning to help set my atmosphere for the day. That's a habit that I created. And so now if I don't do that, something is wrong. My kids understood growing up, Saturday morning music comes on. When they hear that music on for real on Saturday morning, they knew Saturdays, that means get up and clean up. That's what they knew. Now, at that point in time, music didn't turn on until we got into the car. And then that's when life started happening for us when they were growing up as kids. However, Saturday morning, they understood music turns on, it's time to get up. That's when the day is getting ready to happen. However, those are habits that we have developed. And then there are certain habits that we've also developed that's unhealthy. There are certain things that we just have to break. And if we take honest evaluation of ourselves and look internally, have these honest conversations with self. Sometimes we be saying sometimes we say stuff to ourselves and it's like encourage yourself and help yourself. That's what you need to end up doing. So have an honest conversation with myself, finding out, saying, you know what, this is something that I just don't need to do. This isn't healthy. This isn't right. This is something that I need to change. So that in the process of breaking that habit, find something else to replace that. So this is something that's super unhealthy. I talk to myself and tell myself, not me, but I'm talking to myself saying that I'm not worth it. I'm not worthy. I'm not loving. I'm not lovable. I'm not everything that I'm not. Replace that habit with everything that you are. Everything. You are beautiful. You are lovely. You are worth it. You are accomplished. You are magnificent. Tell yourself what you are. Tell yourself what you can be. Tell yourself what you shall become. Tell yourself the positive things. And so that you can start reaffirming this, and you'll be able to sit with a different posture. You'll be able to sit, with your chest sticking out. Now, for me, I don't want to do that, but you sit with your chest sticking out a little bit. You'll have a different confidence about yourself because you're now developing positive traits, positive things that I'm starting to speak over my life and speak about myself. And it's just changing from negative to positive. Change from the negative to the positive. That's all. Giving up those hard habits, those hard tendencies, and developing something new.
And see, that's all part of the homework, y'all. You see, defining the self, finding those negative things, replacing them, with positive things. And, these are actionable things that people could work on to help them be persistent, to lead to success. Because I know, nobody sets out to fail, but people get overwhelmed and they just quit. Nobody sets up to fail. So be persistent. Your persistence leads to success. If something's overwhelming, remember this: it's this elephant in the room, and you digest an elephant one bite at a time. We talked about understanding your why. Okay, if you don't understand your why, You will be overwhelmed. You will give up. You will give up because things will come to, bring challenges, obstacles. And if you don't understand your why, you'll get discouraged. You'll give up. You'll leave money on the table. You won't maximize your potential. You won't. Then we talked about planning and believing. You have to plan. You have to have those plans in order to reach your goal. It's nothing that you just write down and just forget about. And hopefully thinking it's going to happen for you. The ship is not coming in, y'all. You have to make it happen. How do you plan on reaching that goal? Bite-sized pieces in order to reach that goal. And we're going to teach you this in this upcoming workshop that's coming up, February the 17th. So be there. It's gonna be a workshop that's totally different from maybe what you're expecting. It's gonna be different.
Be there, be square.
Yeah, to teach you how to, reach those goals. Because, people hear about planning, they hear about goals, and, sometimes they say, well, I don't want to be bothered with that. I done heard that before, and they just, just push it to the side. But actionable things that's not hard for you, things that will help you to see that you can make it. You can make it. We're not throwing at you the elephant in the room and having you trying to figure out how you're supposed to consume that elephant and you don't have any clue. Remember, actionable steps. Just like you have homework today, defining you, taking out those bad habits and replacing them with good habits. All of these things are going to help you be persistent to lead to your success. And then we talked about, the habits. The habits, some good habits, some bad habits, and that goes even to say, Tiffany, how sometimes people are like, well, this is just who I am. I can't change. Throwing themselves under the bus, saying that they can't change. And they speaking all that negativity into themselves. And, they desire to be better, but they're speaking all this negativity into themselves. So we like to encourage you to, be that person who you are. And when I'm saying that, I'm doing a slight shift from what I just said, but be unapologetically you. Get rid of those bad habits. You can change. You can be who you desire to be. Stop covering up, Get rid of those things that you need to eliminate, those things that are not good in your life, those bad habits. You don't desire to, just sit there and procrastinate about writing your book. You have a great message that you need to get to your audience out there. So why are you playing yourself short? Why are you having that lack of confidence in yourself? Why? Because you are worth it. So define yourself and see, what that brings to you. See how your understanding will become enlightened. Your persistence, y'all, leads to success. You have anything else, Tiffany, to say before we wrap up?
You done wrapped it up, so that's good. That's a good. Nope. Nope, you did well.
Yeah, persistence leads to success. So we hope that what you have heard has brought value to you. And if you have any book links or any books that you have written or a business or anything like that, don't forget to drop it in the comments section, because you never know who needs your services or who may need to read your book. So drop that information in the comments section. And because that's very important. As an author, you also need to expand your mindset and get a different perspective in life, because we're readers. Just like we're authors, we are also readers. So like I said, we thank you for joining us here today and being with us. We hope that we have brought you value and, you could see the benefits of what we have shared with you on this broadcast. And we look forward to seeing you again on the next broadcast. But remember this is your time, this is your season, this is your turning point. So have a great rest of your day.
Grace and peace, everyone. Grace and peace.